Hello, what's up, everybody? It's a sunny, shiny, nice day. So I decided to record a video and go one step forward from our previous one. In the previous one, we had a Python socket and we're sending a message, let's say, hi, what's up, something like that. But in this one, what we're going to do, we're going to send a file. And it's all TCP socket programming in Python. It's not difficult. Just go get yourself a cup of coffee, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. What do we have here? I prepared this client and server file, imported socket, and we have one screenshot, one image here. So we're ready to do our program. Let's start with the server side. I imported the socket from previous video. If you recall, we need to make our socket. So to save some time, I'm gonna make like the alias like that, SKT. We left that empty on previous video, and this one we're gonna do what? We're gonna just say, okay, I need to do socket, and then what is the family IPv4? If you do 6, it's IPv6, and then you do again what type of socket stream. So datagram is UDP, stream is TCP. You open your TCP, and obviously on the server you have to bind. So you pass a tuple. In the parentheses, the first one is the IP address or hostname. So I do get hostname like that, and the next one is the port 12345. Doesn't matter. And then SKT lesson. I mean, it does matter, but for our case, we just come with a random name, a random number, and we need 5 digits for that. So I did it like this. So you're not gonna do like 80 or famous ports. For lesson, I mean, you can leave it empty. It means how many clients that they can communicate. Just leave it 3. It's more than what I want. Then I pass a print statement and I say, let's make it triple code. And hello there. I'm just randomly typing. I'm actively listening. I'm actively listening. So the server is listening, which is good. And then what else do we have? We have those two variables, connection and address, that they come out of socket accept, because there is a connect request is coming from the client side. So immediately after that, I'm gonna print what? I'm gonna format the string, the client address is, and I do ADR here. This is the only thing I'm gonna do. In the previous video, the socket was just waiting for the message to come from the client. It was just receiving. But in this one, we're gonna make it interactive. And in an interactive way, what will happen? The server will send the message at first to the client, and then client comes back. So server sends. Let's go to that. Okay, I do connection, send. It's like an acknowledgement for the other side. So the server, it says, I got you, like that. And so, T. So I got you. And then, so obviously you need to encode it. You can leave it empty. You can do a small or capital alphabet, doesn't matter, UTF-8. And okay, it sends that to the other side. Let's go to the client and see what we can do with the client. Let's give it first of all a buffer size. I go only 1 byte, which is too damn small, but I do it on purpose. The same SKT socket, and then AFINet, the other one socket, then socket stream. Yeah. Stream, we're good. This one, instead of binding, it does connect. The same, you pass a tuple, you do socket, get host name, these, and then what is it 1, 2, 3 or backward? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're good. So here you're gonna receive a message. I'm gonna call it RSG, my received message, and it's gonna be like what socket. Then I will receive via my with my buffer size. Obviously, I want to decode the message, and let's print the RMSG. I guess we're good. It's similar to what we did last time. Server says, hey there, I'm actively listening. And if I come here and I do Python 3 client, I just received that I. Look, the server is okay. The connection is closed. That's done. It said we had the connection from that address. But on the client side, it was supposed to get, hey, I got you. But what happened? You got the I because your buffer size is small. So we have to do sort of buffering here. How we're gonna do that? It's our job. I can make the buffer bigger, of course, but I'm gonna do buffering. I need to change it a little bit. So I don't need to print this guy. In fact, while true. So I have a while true. Then I come here, send it forward, receive this guy, whatever it is receiving, and let me have something, I call it complete RMSG. So my complete message, and it's just an empty string. I have a complete message which is empty. I get every time and I add it to the complete message. So the complete message is plus equal to my received message. However, we need a break for that loop. How we're gonna do that? So my way, or the way that I try to do, I pass something here. Let's say, since the buffer size is 1, we only need 1 character, and I pass a character which is highly unlikely for that message, equal sign. And I'm gonna come here and I say, okay, you are receiving a message on line 10 if the received message was this, then break. It goes out. The last byte, when it comes, it breaks. It doesn't do anything, and you're gonna print the complete received message. So if I run this guy again, and I come here and I do again, so there you go, it worked. Perfect. Let's continue. We're gonna do what we're gonna go to the client side and send this screenshot. What is nice to do for that moment? What is nice for me to do? I'm gonna send the file, but I would like to let the server know about the size of the receiving file. So for that, I need to import OS library. Let's do that. Import OS. Then when I import the OS library, on that end, when we're done with that, I'm gonna make file size a name, and I do OS path, and then get size. So we get the size of what? My file, which is screenshot.png. Perfect. So I get the size and I do, hey, I have the socket, so I'm gonna send, and I'm gonna send my file size. Obviously, I need to encode it. Look, Python doesn't like what I'm doing, but it has a reason for that. And what is the reason? It's like a heads up for me. Hey, tap auto completion, whatever, it's not working. Why? Because this file size is output of OS path get size, so it's an integer. But send, by default, it sends a string. So what I need to do, I just need to convert it to string like this, and then look, there you go, it works. Perfect. So send this guy, and then I'm gonna pass another print statement. These print statements would work for me as sort of debugging as well, so I know which line is working. Since Python is an interpreter language, it goes line by line down. I'm gonna do print, and then let's go to the next line. Sending the file. Sending the file. And since it's really important and serious business, triple exclamation mark. And we're good. I'm gonna send the file. How I can do that? Simply I can say the file, I need to open it, and it's screenshot.png. What mode I need to open it? I want to read it, but it must be read byte. If you do read, only read, it doesn't work. Read byte. Then, okay, I read it, I open that. So I have data, I put it equal to the file that read, and that's it. I can send it. Let's say skt, then send all my data. Okay, perfect. I guess we're good now. I can do file close because I don't need that. I can do skt close. Awesome. I'm done with the client side. I go back to the server side. So we received the message. First of all, you know what? I don't like it. I want it to have my socket open. So while true, so the socket is open, which is good. Okay, this is the client which who sent the message, and then what is the next step for me? Receiving the file. I need to have connection receive in this case. So what I'm gonna do, first of all, I do con and then receive, can receive, and I call it receive data, but I need a buffer actually. So let's come up with the buffer. With the buffer, I go 500 kilobytes, which I think it's enough for the size of this file. So I go with the buffer, which is 500 kilobytes. I receive my file with my buffer size. Okay, and then what I need to do, I need to do file, I would say file open. So open the file, call it receive image.png. And so this time it must be in like the mode, you can call this as well. It must be in the write mode. So you write it, and then you come and say, okay, my file write. Let me put this guy into data. My file writes data. I'm gonna get this data. Then file flush. File close. And good. I guess I'm good. So let's, hopefully I didn't do any typo. It says, hey there, I'm actively listening. We come here. So if it works after running, we should see here the receive file. I'm gonna run this guy, and okay, it is sending the file, but probably we had an error here. It said you must exactly, okay, sorry, it's write byte. Yeah. Don't forget to double check everything before running your code. So let's do that. On the client side, it looks okay to me. I have everything. I get the file size, I send it, I open the file, I send the file. So I'm sending two things. Here, Okay, I'm missing something. I'm not showing the file size which is coming. Sorry about that. So I have to do file size. So the file size is the first thing that the server is sending. So I do con receive based on my buffer size, and then just simply, because it's a number, I need to decode it. I didn't pass the decode here because it's the file, but this one is the text. It's an integer, but or string. It's a string, sorry. But yeah, so we are sending these, and let's pass a print statement, formatted a string, the receiving file, receiving file size is equal to file size, like that. I guess if I run my code on this side, and okay, it says it is actively listening. If I come here and run this guy, okay, what happened? This guy is listening. The receiving file size is this. The receiving file size is 167 kilobyte, and our buffer is like 5K, 500K. So the buffer size is okay. I didn't hit any error, which is a good sign. And okay, what I'm sending this like a screenshot of my YouTube video, and let's see what I'm receiving. Oh no, that's not good. That's not good. I'm not receiving the file that I'm sending, but my buffer size is okay. So the buffer size is 500 kilobytes, and the file that I'm sending is this. So what is wrong possibly here? There is something that we should notice in this case, and that one is that when we talk about socket programming, when we talk about UDP, TCP, layer 4, we're talking about segmentations. And what is the mistake here? We are getting the big chunk of the file and we're sending it directly via Python. So Python would be like, okay, I will send it for you, but you should do it better. Yeah, we should do it better. What is the solution for that? I did that on purpose to show how it works if you don't do the division. We're gonna read the image like kilobyte by kilobyte and send it. So the buffer size, it doesn't matter if your buffer size is big. You have to make it in smaller portions and send it. We're gonna make it like 496. So it gets the file by 4 kilobyte and 4 kilobyte and reconstruct. The buffer size is changing. Let me just remove the receive the screenshot because I don't want that. It was wrong. So how I can solve this problem? Let's see. Here, how I can send it smaller. So here we're good. Since we opened the file, we're good. There is no need to change something. And this is the portion that must be changed. I would say while true. So while true, I need a loop. You read the data, but for what? For 596. I'm gonna get 4 kilobytes of the file and I will be sending it. And when you have nothing, if not data, feel free to break. So you get the file is open already. So but you read it 4 kilobyte by 4 kilobyte, and when everything is done, you have nothing to do break unless you send it like this. It's the change that I did on the client side. On the server side, it's the same. We're good till here that we are receiving, but we need another while true loop. How we're gonna deal with this guy? Not while true, let's say, so we are getting the size of the file. So we already know the size of our file. We're gonna do receive data, and just let's pass an empty string. the received data is an empty string, while length of my received data is not equal to file size. So I get 4 kilobyte by 4 kilobyte and add, and these add ups, they make the main file till it gets the same size. While they are not the same size, keep on doing what you are doing. And what it is doing, it is receiving the data based on the buffer size. And then I come here and I say if not data the same, if you don't have anything, feel free to break, and that's it. And then I'll come here and I say receive data plus equal data. So, and here the thing that you want to write is the receive data. There is one heads up here as well. Look at that, this file size. So what we did here, because the file size is coming from the other side via send function, and send function can send a string, we converted it here to string. But at this moment, I'm comparing what the length. So I need it as an integer. What I can do right when it comes, I convert it to an integer. So an integer like this, you get the file. I think now we're good. Should we double check? Sure, it's fine. Let's run it. And I'm gonna come here and do the Python. So what happened? I received a new file. Everything is working, no error. I send this one and I receive this one. Voila. Now it works. It works perfectly fine. Just we needed to consider that concept that we need what? We need segmentation. So with the segmentation, with socket programming, TCP, and all of the functions, all of the conditions, now it is working perfectly fine. I hope you liked the video and found it useful. Show me a thumbs up if you like it. If there's any question, just leave in the comments. And have a good one, guys. Bye.